Hello everyone, I'm Elizabeth Shaw and this channel is all about narcissistic abuse and how to recover from narcissistic abuse. This video is about the discard and also the pattern that they follow throughout their relationships. First off, they love bomb. When you meet the one, your soulmate, your perfect match in every way, they lift you so high and all of your dreams are coming true. They like all that you do, they understand you, they dislike all your dislikes, and then you're hooked. You've met the love of your life and life couldn't get any better. They simply mirrored you. They mirrored everything you like, everything you dislike. They copied you. They took your personality and they showed it to you so that you fell for them and fell for them hard. Then they start to devalue you. Slowly things change and it sends you into a downward spiral of despair and confusion. You think you know, yet you don't know. Your instincts are screaming up, telling you something, but as you don't know what they're telling you, you start making reasons and excuses up in your own mind, always questioning what you've done wrong, what you could have done better, how you could change to get that person you met back. And then suddenly they're back, just like the flick of a switch, and the relationship problems are gone and they're just being who they were when you met them. And then flick of a switch, the relationship problems are back again. They provoke you by psychological manipulation, mental abuse through gaslighting, provoking arguments, pity plays, silent treatments, blame shifting it all onto you, leaving you confused, leaving you changing constantly, walking on eggshells, afraid to speak out, afraid to be your true self, afraid to leave, full of insecurities, anxieties, heartache, shame, guilt and pain, constantly doubting yourself, doubting them, doubting the reality and constantly wondering what you could actually do better. As they fill up your human needs of certainty, because you're in a relationship, even though the relationship is uncertain. And then they fill up the needs of uncertainty because the relationship is uncertain and you never know where you stand with them. They fill up your human need for love and connection, growth and contribution, as you're always changing to meet their needs, always connected in your mind to them. Sometimes positively, most of the time negatively. They fill your human need of significance in a positive way because you're constantly trying to help them out, help them grow, and in a negative way because they make you feel so insignificant. You become addicted to them. When you meet 3 of your human needs, you become addicted. And with a narcissistic, abusive relationship, you meet all 6 of those needs, so you become strongly addicted. It's no longer love you feel. You didn't actually know the person you met. The person you met was you. It's trauma bonding and addiction. Although the love bombing phase was an illusion and lies created by the narcissist, you actually lived it, you experienced it, and your inner critic cannot help but think it was something that you did wrong because you were there, you lived it, you know that was reality in that moment. You did nothing wrong. No one deserves abuse, mental or physical. Narcissists will give you intermittent respites from the devaluation as they are using you, either because they're trying their best to use you for something else or because you're trying your best to please them. They want or need something from you, so they keep you hooked by lifting you out of the water just to dunk you under again. Narcissists reward and then punish, to reward and then punish, to hook their targets deeper in, causing that huge trauma bond to them. Then they discard you like you meant absolutely nothing to them. Why do they do this? The word discard means to get rid of something or someone that is no longer of use to you. They throw you away in the most cruelest and calculated way possible, and often have a new supply lined up that they can also use against you. The discard is done in such a hideous way. Most often they do move straight on and flaunt the new partner any way they can, giving you no closure. Any relationship breakup is painful. People who are not narcissistic can act out in hurtful ways. With narcissists, there is a pattern of behaviour from the love bombing, the devaluation, the discard, and then most of them will come back for the Hoover. There is a rage and a vindictiveness throughout the relationship with a narcissistic person, and this most often, not always, but with most narcissistic people, continues after the relationship has ended. Some will cut you off completely, especially if they fear getting exposed. Some will continue to hurt you. Some will continue to give you the beliefs that you could possibly get back together. Some may come for the Hoover 3, 6, 9 years down the line, and most of them play absolutely hideous games with you, from the smear campaigns and using your children, any weakness you have against you. They most often want to humiliate and destroy you after the discard, with more lies and smear campaigns as they project themselves, project all their faults of themselves onto you to protect themselves, to release their shame and play the victim or the hero to others, yet they never are the villain. The true victim is usually left deep in depression with anxiety and fears running deep, most often blaming themselves, whilst the narcissistic person swans into the sunset with your self-esteem, your self-love, your self-trust, your life, your home, your money, and your life in tatters. They may threaten you, stalk you, intimidate you any way they can, provoke you any way they can, and they will use all your weaknesses and all your fears against you. They discard for a few reasons. The main one is they've usually found an easier source of supply. Number two, you've become aware that something wasn't right with their treatment of you or their treatment of others. Number three, you've called them out on their behaviour and you've started creating boundaries and you've stopped pleasing them. Number four, you've stopped giving them emotional responses. Number five, their games are no longer working on you. You've learned to respond and not react. Or when they go into the silent treatment, you're no longer chasing them, you're just leaving them be. Number six, which is the worst one of the lot, they've drained you. They've took absolutely everything from you and you've hit rock bottom so that you no longer have anything to offer them and they don't want to help you. They've taken your mental health, your physical health, drained your financial health. You're stressed, depressed, full of anxiety, and they drain you so there's just nothing left off you. So they discard you for someone new. How can they do this is a question that most people ask. They simply do not have the empathy to care for anyone other than themselves. Do they miss you is often another question I get asked a lot, and the answer is no. They might get to a point when they see you doing better, so they feel jealous or envious towards you, so they come back for the Hoover just to use you again. It takes an average of 7 attempts to finally leave an abusive relationship. So some might leave on the 1st, some might leave on the 20th. However long it took you, there's nothing wrong in that. It's just the way your brain's been programmed to work, and you will leave when you know and when you're ready to. Once people know all about the narcissistic personality disorder, most often people do go. Some do have the doubts of, is it me? And might try one more time, but most often that will be the last time. Most narcissistic people then Hoover. They might not do it straight away. They might do it a few years later. If they can triangulate the ex and the new supply to get them both to please the narcissist and beg for the narcissist's attention, they will do this. There is no winner in this other than the narcissist. The best thing you can do for yourself and the new partner or ex-partner of theirs is taking yourself out of the equation and leaving the new partner or the ex-partner to work it out for themselves, as they are most often hooked, so will not listen to reason from you. When you take them back, it's always on a temporary basis, and their behaviour most often gets worse the more they get away with it. They never come back because they love you or because they miss you. It's never about you. It's always about them, what they can get from you, and that they can use you in any way they can. So how do you recover from this? 1, grieve the loss. Cry, set a time limit, 1 day, 2 days, 1 week. But set that time limit, grieve it, let it all out, face that pain and let that pain out. Write out the false reality and write in the true reality. So see it in writing, to get it out of your subconscious, to give yourself the closure that they will never give you. They will only ever blame shift onto you, and they will only ever make you feel worse. 3, remember all the bad they've put you through. A lot of people focus on the good stuff and think, oh, they are a good person. So focus on the bad that they put you through. Don't focus on it forever, just long enough to get over them. 4, focus on the positives of why life will be better without them. 5, focus on the things that you have got in your life to be grateful for. 6, work on your anxiety triggers and overcoming your anxiety. 7, creating new routines for yourself. Often it's not only the person that you missed in the beginning, it's actually the routines that you miss. So creating those routines helps build yourself back up. 8, any doubts that you have, tell the true story, the real story, as if it happened to someone that you really care about. And what advice would you tell that person? 9, work on your mindset. It was not your fault. You are lovable. You are worthy. Your mind and your thoughts can be your own worst enemy. So work on reprogramming that subconscious by consciously making the effort to change the way you're talking to yourself. 10, work on filling up your human needs in more positive, constructive ways. To lose one addiction, it's a lot easier when you become addicted to something else. Things like joining support groups helps you by helping others learn about the experience. Learning about the experience helps you. Helping others out, it feels contribution, growth, connection. If once you've learned about it and you're no longer interested, move on and learn something new. Keep growing, keep going, keep developing who you want to be. Keep asking yourself, who am I? 11, create new routines to fill your need for certainty. 12, try new activities and hobbies and find the things that you love again and the things that you enjoy. 13, learn your standards, learn your own belief system, learn your boundaries, learn to say no to things that don't give you inner peace. 14, make sure you rest and make sure you take care of your needs to recover fully and recover how you need to recover. You need to make sure you rest and you take care of yourself. And number 15, please remember your sense of humour. I know it can be hard in the beginning sometimes, but your sense of humour will really help you see it through. And it doesn't matter what kind of sense of humour you've got. That sense of humour, that laughter will bring you inner joy and will bring you inner happiness. Wherever you are on the journey, whether you've left them, whether you're still with them, thinking about leaving them, or it's a year down the line, keep going. People have got past this before you and you can get past it too. And we can all move forward onto much happier lives. So just keep going. There's plenty of people out there that understand everything you've been through, and there's plenty of people out there rooting for you to overcome this. So keep going. Thank you for listening. Bye.